Hi, I'm Emily from Iron Edge and I want to take you through some kettlebell swing moves today. We're going to start off with the two-handed kettlebell swing. What you want to do is start off by just having the kettlebell with the handle lined up in between your heels, hinge at the hips, soften your knees and simply pick up the kettlebell. To start swinging, you can then imagine that you're going to put the kettlebell down but only go halfway and then stand up. And as you do this more quickly, the kettlebell should start swinging. You want to be really careful when you're swinging that you keep a neutral spine throughout the movement. This is obviously really important for safety. Particularly when you're beginning, only swing the kettlebell as high as you can get it with using your leg power. So you don't want to be lifting it with your arms. You also want to try, if you can, to use more of a hip dominant movement like that Romanian deadlift as opposed to a squatting movement. So if I do a couple on the side, should be able to see that my hips are moving backwards and forwards. If I squat too much, they'll start moving up and down. So that's the two-arm swing. Once you've mastered that, you can then try a one-arm swing, just a little bit more complex, and we're now transferring the load to one side of our body. So there are a couple of things that you really want to look out for here. The first is that at the top of the swing, you retract the scapula. This is really important. You don't want your shoulder popping out. The next thing that we want to look at when we're loading up one side of the body is the grip. Your grip is always going to give out before anything else, so if you want the rest of your body to get a workout, you want to be really kind to your hands. And there are a few ways that we can do this. First of all, we want to use what we call the finger lock to hold on to the kettlebell. So if you make an OK sign and try and pull that apart, that's your finger lock, and that's what you're going to be holding on with. The rest of the fingers just hook lightly around the handle to support it. Other thing that we can do in order to help save our grip is rotate the kettlebell in on a 45-degree angle as it swings backwards, and this will really take the pressure off your grip quite a lot. So the one-arm swing will look very similar to the two-arm swing, but we've just made those couple of changes. So again, finger lock, rotating the handle back on a 45-degree angle, and standing up square at the top of the swing so that you retract the scapula and you don't end up with the shoulder pop. So that's your one-arm swing. Once you've got the one-arm swing sorted, you can go to the next level and try an alternating swing. This is a little bit more complex, and you want to do it somewhere where if you drop the kettlebell, you're not going to break anything. Outside's always a good place to start with this one. All we're doing with the alternating swing is switching hands at the top of the swing. And an easy way of doing this is to bring the kettlebell up, slide one hand over the other, pull the first hand out, and then you've switched hands. You always want to do this at the top of the swing. It's not much fun trying to do it at the bottom of the swing. So it should look like this, just sliding one hand over the top and going back into the swing with the other hand. So there you go. There are some good variations of the kettlebell swing. Hi, I'm Emily from Iron Edge, and I'm now going to take you through a fairly simple kettlebell complex that should work your whole body. It will give you a power endurance workout as well as a good cardio workout. So we're going to string 3 exercises together. We're going to string a clean, a squat, and a press together. I'll be showing you a singles version today. If you get quite advanced, you can go on to doubles, but the singles is usually enough for people when they start. So what we're going to do, simply clean the kettlebell up to rack position, go into a squat, and come up and press the kettlebell overhead. When you begin, you can break each of those movements down so there's a gap in between, and you make sure each one's quite distinct and you've got your technique right. Once you get more comfortable though, you can then start to go a little bit faster. So you can clean, squat, and press. As you can see there, each one started to roll into the next. So as I was coming up into the clean, I was starting to drop underneath the kettlebell into the squat, and the press were combined into a thruster. So I'll do another one again quickly. There we go. So if you do a few repetitions of that, you can even go for time. So for example, doing a minute on each side, 2 minutes on each side, you should find that your heart rate gets up fairly quickly and you have had a resistance workout at the same time. So there we go. That's a really simple complex that you can do with the kettlebell once you've mastered your clean, squat and press.